Try it right now. Put the phone down. Close your eyes. Just sit. No music, no background noise, no notifications, nothing. How long did that last? 5 seconds? 10? Maybe 20? Before something inside you quietly began to panic. But the real answer to why that happens is far stranger than you think. That discomfort isn't weakness. It isn't distraction. It's one of the oldest and most sophisticated alarm systems ever built by evolution. And it's been running inside every human being for hundreds of thousands of years. Silence, real silence, wasn't peaceful for your ancestors. It was a warning. Think about what silence actually meant in the wild. A forest that goes quiet means something has entered it. Birds stop calling, insects stop buzzing. The small background noise of the world switches off. And every animal that wants to survive knows exactly what that means. Predator. Your brain learned this, not in your lifetime, not in your parents' lifetime, but across millions of years of selection. The nervous system that stayed alert in silence survived. The one that relaxed completely didn't. Researcher Steven Pinker, writing on the evolution of threat detection, noted that the human auditory system is uniquely tuned to pick up sudden changes in ambient sound. Not the presence of noise, but the absence of it. We are wired to notice when the world goes quiet, because the world going quiet has always meant something is about to happen. So your brain never fully learned to trust quiet. Neuroscientist Marcus Raichle at Washington University discovered something remarkable while scanning the brains of people doing absolutely nothing. He expected to find low activity, a resting brain, a system powering down. Instead, he found the opposite. A whole network of regions, now called the default mode network, lights up intensely the moment you stop focusing on an external task. Your brain doesn't rest in silence. It immediately turns inward, running through memories, simulating futures, rehearsing conversations, scanning for threats you haven't identified yet. Silence doesn't quiet the brain. It gives it room to run. And here's where it gets stranger still. In 2013, psychologist Ari Kruglansky at the University of Maryland introduced the concept of cognitive closure, the mind's deep need to reach a definite answer and stop processing open questions. Silence forces open questions. Who is out there? What was that sound? What happens next? Without external input to anchor the mind, it starts generating its own, and it tends to generate the uncomfortable kind. The unresolved argument, the email you didn't reply to, the thing you said 3 years ago that you still haven't forgiven yourself for. Silence doesn't empty the mind. It fills it with everything you've been too busy to hear. This is why flotation tank research produced such unexpected results. Flotation tanks, sealed chambers of body temperature salt water where no light enters and no sound reaches, were designed to study the brain in total sensory silence. Researchers expected calm. What they found instead was that within minutes, most people began experiencing vivid hallucinations, hearing sounds that weren't there, seeing shapes in the darkness. The brain, deprived of all input, simply started generating its own. It cannot tolerate a blank signal for long. Psychologist Justin Feinstein, who has studied flotation extensively, found that brief periods worked well for anxiety reduction, but extended silence without guidance often produced the opposite effect. Your brain wasn't built for nothing. It was built for something, even if it has to invent that something from scratch. So why can some people sit in silence and others fall apart in under a minute? Research into mindfulness and meditation points to something specific. The practitioners who handle silence best aren't the ones who have quieted their default mode network. The scans show it's still running, still generating, still doing exactly what evolution built it to do. The difference is that they've learned to watch it without being pulled into it. Neuroscientist Judson Brewer, whose research at Brown University focuses on the default mode network and habit formation, found that experienced meditators show significantly less emotional reactivity to their own internal noise, even while generating just as much of it. They hear the alarm and recognize it as an alarm rather than treating it as the emergency itself. That's the gap between panic and peace in silence. Not a quieter brain, a slightly more honest relationship with the noise it makes. So the next time you reach for your phone the moment a room goes quiet, pause for just 1 second. That reflex is ancient. It kept your ancestors alive in forests that went silent before something moved. But the forest is gone. The predator isn't coming. The silence is just the sound of a brain that was built to survive, still doing its job, thousands of years after the danger passed. Try it again. Put the phone down. Close your eyes. Just sit. This time, you know what you're listening to.